Hello and welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast, and I'm your host, Hannah Kupuli. In today's episode, I am super excited to welcome my guest, the wonderful Iraida, who is going to be talking all about how to reprogram your mind for success. And so my question for you today is, are you living a life you've always wanted? Or do you feel stuck in your life? Or do you know your full potential, but you've not been able to reach it? Well, let me tell you something. Sometimes life gets really tough. And so sometimes the subconscious mind plays so much games on our mind. But today, however, you are going to be able to take active control of your life and also learn how to reprogram your mind. And you're going to be getting lots of great masterpieces from my wonderful guest today. So I'm super excited. But just before we invite my guest to come, she is an amazing certified hypnotherapist and a licensed practitioner, RTT. And she is also filled with fantastic techniques and tools that are very much crucial to be able to help you in terms of how to communicate with your subconscious, but also help you to directly assessing and fixing whatever blocks you may have. And so, my wonderful guest was born in, Moscow, Russia, and she's actually completed an amazing BS degree in business management and cosmetology. And, she is definitely a respected, high dignitary person, and she has definitely paved the way for many women in business. And, she is actually one of the first 10 businesswomen and female entrepreneurs who emerged in post-communist Russia. And, she's been able to make fantastic appearances on key TV shows where she's been interviewed, and, she's been celebrated and spotlighted for her amazing achievements. So welcome, my amazing guest. It's so good to see you.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for such praise. Very
Thank
nice
you.
of you.
You are welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on the platform today. And wow, it's so amazing to be able to actually kickstart season 7 of Birth Your Vision. And I'm so honored to have you on my platform. But before we even go into our wonderful discussion today, it's been quite a struggle to actually start the first episode of season 7, because obviously initially when we were meant to come on, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. And what we've learned from this is that you must go on and the show goes on. And what we've actually done is to actually, be resilient, right? And we've kept going. And so, we've actually renamed what we're going to be calling the show is the power to persevere, regardless of any challenge or obstacles that you're faced with. So yes, absolutely. But we are excited to actually bring you, this amazing, fantastic show. And I'm so excited with the amazing topics and the discussion we're going to be having. So it's so good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here today. And for a start, I would like to explain what RTT means.
Yes.
RTT is an abbreviation of Rapid Transformational Therapy. It is a type of therapy, hypnotherapy, where we can achieve results quicker. And now the times are changing so much, and we expect quick fix from everything. We expect instant gratification, instant like, instant dislike, approval, disapproval. When we buy skincare, we want a quick fix. We don't want to wait for anything.
Yeah.
So this is how our times have changed. That's why this therapy, this method, it's a method of Marisa Peer. She's a British psychologist. She's very famous worldwide. Why did I pick her method? Because it's effective, and it's called rapid for a reason. It's really fast.
Right.
Because when the difference between regular hypnosis and RTT is RTT goes to root cause of an issue.
Mm.
Doesn't beat around the bush. You don't need to see me or any rapid transformational therapist for 7 years to just talk. You come in with a particular issue,
Mm.
address it to your subconscious, and it gives us a clues when and how you formulated certain unwanted beliefs. What does that mean? It means something happens to you usually in between ages 1 to 5, 1 to 7, the most. When it's necessary, what happens? It's how you interpret it. And you create a certain belief in your subconscious. And from the ages up to age of 7, it's kind of cemented there. And then you carry it throughout your whole life. And I meet
Mm.
people repeatedly who are successful people and who in their 50s and 60s now, and they still carrying out a belief they formulated at the age of 3, 5, or 6. And this belief becoming a stumble stone for them. And
Mm.
they can overcome it, even the most successful people. And when we go into the session, our tea session, it's always a wow. It's always wow effect because it could be something that you completely forgot about.
Yeah.
You don't remember this episode. But the keys to that is subconscious is a boss of your conscious. So subconscious will always tell your conscious what to do. And how does that play out? You wake up in the morning with all these wonderful plans that you set up yesterday. Yesterday you said, I'm going to get up at 7, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You have 10 points you've written down. And you wake up and all of a sudden your subconscious tells you, no, your mom told you you used it at the age of 3. Or your mom told you your sister is better than you. And everything stops. You can get up and you stay in bed until 10 and nothing is done.
Mm.
Because this is the block that you need to fix to go on forward. And it applies to everything. It applies to your money relationship, to personal relationship, your health, to everything. Whatever we touch, it goes into your subconscious and the beliefs you formulated from the ages from 1 to 5.
Mm. Thank you so much for explaining that very thoroughly. What sort of clients do you actually work with?
Well, I work with all kinds of clients, but the
Right.
clients that I prefer now and my most successful clients is usually a business women. It's usually women who are thriving to improve. They're thriving to change their lifestyle.
Mm.
They want a certain quality of life.
Yes. Right.
So this is a high achieving people or people who are looking to upgrade.
Mm.
And nowadays, we constantly upgrade everything. We upgrade our phones, we upgrade our computers, we installed security systems in our home. In the meantime, living with the within full of insecurities. So people who are more progressive,
Yes.
they're more willing to upgrade. So those are my favorite clients who achieve better results.
Brilliant. Awesome. So, let's talk about the subconscious mind. And, I'm aware that the subconscious mind goes beyond learning a new skills, right? And
Mhm.
so it's just about, your beliefs and your values. So I want you to talk a little bit more about the subconscious mind and how we can actually shift our mindset to actually help us to maintain this.
Well, the number one setback
Mm.
for everybody is I'm waiting for perfection.
Yes.
I'm going to improve myself and I'm going to do it perfectly, but maybe tomorrow. That's what that's what's going on in a high achieving group of people.
Yeah.
So because in our subconscious mind, there's a 30,000 thoughts per second. And your conscious mind is only friction of that.
Right.
95% of everything that is measured up, scanned, and decided is going on in your subconscious mind. It's a 95% and only 5% your conscious.
Yes.
So when you're not achieving something, when you see, mind loves patterns. It loves the patterns. So when you see repeatedly going through the same thing, this is something to look for in your subconscious, not in your conscious. This is something that usually end up with, I am not good enough. I am not enough.
Yeah.
And it's related to anything, addictions, to health issues, to all smoking, all kinds of issues. Usually we wind up with, I am not enough.
Yes.
So that's a subconscious talking. But you can reprogram it. You can create new neurons.
Absolutely, for sure.
You can program it. So you need to go to root and cause of that. You need to find out why. Go to that episode. And we do 3 I's. We do investigation. So we find out when, how you acquired a certain belief. Then we do interruption. When I make client acknowledge what happened, I interrupt this process. And then in the end of session, I reprogram them with the positive reinforcement. And what is the most important, our mind learns by repetition. To change something, you need to repeat it certain amount of time. Usually I create a recording for 21 days and I make my client to listen to a recording. And it's very important to listen to that recording. The clients who achieve better results, they also listen to their recording. Once a day in a quiet place, you listen to this NLP recording that reprograms your mind and cements what we achieved in a session. But to do this, you need to be in a suggestive state. You need to be relaxed in a suggestive state. To do it yourself, I don't know if you can do it. You need kind of guidance to do it. That's why I personally so believe in hypnosis. And I can tell you a story. My first interaction with hypnosis was when I was like about 26, 27 years old. I was model actress. I was living alone in New York and got severely depressed, severely, to the point that I couldn't get out of bed. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and he started bringing me magazines from downtown. And back then in 90s, it's called New Age, everything called New Age.
Yeah.
Know about hypnotherapy, was not in fashion yet. So I opened magazine and I saw this ad for past life regressions, and I had no idea what it was. It just, my instincts told me to explore that.
Right.
So I made a phone call, and the woman on the phone explained to me it's a 4-hour session, and she's going to take me to the past lives, and I'm going to find answers to my questions today. It sounds kind of strange, right? Sounds weird. But at that point, I was so frustrated and so anxious. I figured I really have nothing to lose. I cannot live another day in the condition I was living. So I scooped all my money, because session cost $400 back then. And it's all I had in my bank account. I scooped all this money and I went to this woman. Her name was Shala Martinli. She was a psychologist from London, actually, but she lived in Tibet for many years, and she learned hypnosis techniques there. She put me in a trance. It was the most amazing, mind-blowing experience of my entire life. And guess what? She cured me in one session. In one session, I came out of there a different person. So I was never depressed ever again because I understood root cause of what causes it. Because you cannot cure something you don't understand. First, you need to understand.
Yes.
Once you have an understanding, then you can have a course of action. But I know so many women so successful, and they cannot meet a guy, for example, and they keep doing that, and they say, why am I doing it? Why am I picking such a bad guys? I'm so good and I'm so successful. Isn't it coming for our crowd, right? Then we go into session, and turns out her dad always told her that nobody ever gonna love you the way I am gonna love you. And she carries this belief throughout her whole life, and there's nobody she can find who's gonna love her. She thinks she's not lovable.
Yes.
That's how it works. It's a little bit tricky. It's not always what you think it is. That's the thing with subconscious. I get a client who already have everything lined out. I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm doing that. Until we go into the session. And then when I ask for information, completely different things pops up. And then it's always a wow effect. It's always a light bulb. Oh my God, I had no idea. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So what I hear you say is that we have to be able to identify the root causes first before we can begin the work, which is very important. And you are definitely right. So many women have a lot of baggage that they're holding on to, and there's quite a lot of triggers as well. Sometimes we tell ourselves we are not enough, we are not good enough. But then I'm so glad that there is an opportunity that you can actually help women who are in business, who may be feeling this way, to be able to reprogram their mind for success, which is really amazing. Which brings me to the topic of today. How can we reprogram our mind? What can we do?
well, first of all, to reprogram your mind, you need to do the new to create new neurons connections. So first of all, the rule number one: do whatever you do not want to do. Whatever you do not want to do or afraid to do the most,
Yeah.
this is where you have to go. Because that's going to wake up your whole brain and things are going to start working.
Yes.
Believe me, you're going to be fine. All the knowledge that you have, it's already there.
Yeah.
But your brain is not programmed to bring you pleasure. It's programmed to protect you. It's programmed to keep you alive. That's why it's doing everything in its power to create all this issue. I'm not good enough. It's dangerous. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, you need to close your eyes and just go for it. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
Number two, if you don't like to do something unpleasant to you, you have to do this first. A first thing in the morning. I learned this from most successful people. First thing in the morning, you gotta do the thing you like the least. That's gonna make you feel like a winner. And also, do not forget about your reward system. When we were little, we usually reward ourselves, and our parents used to reward us. Okay, if you do this, you get this, right? If you do this, I buy you ice cream, or I take you to the movies. So if you do your homework, you get to stay out late. So before you give yourself that gratification, do something you really don't want to do. Do that unpleasant thing first thing in the morning. Okay, that's already reprograms your mind. Now, another thing, take action every day. Every day. Like, for example, today, perseverance. We could not like it so easily, but we did not give up. We took action, right?
Absolutely.
Take action every day. Do something little every day. Even if you do something towards your goal for 15 minutes, it will already change the whole picture in your mind. Another tip I can give you, even rejection,
Yes,
you have to take rejection is just a delay. Everybody went through rejection.
yeah,
The difference between successful and super successful people, they never give up.
that's right.
They just never give up. So rejection is just a delay.
Absolutely.
But I think the most important thing, especially for women, is to praise yourself. When we do something, we always expect others to say what to us? Say how great you are, how amazing you are, how smart you are, right?
Yeah,
But we don't do this for ourselves. So I teach my clients to praise themselves. You you say, "Oh my God, I had difficulties today to log in, but I did it. I am brilliant.
absolutely. Well
And
done.
brilliant. I'm so strong. I did not give up." Give this praise to yourself. And
Indeed.
you will see how things are going to start changing in
Mm,
your subconscious mind.
definitely.
Also, what I can say, other people influence us all the time. So if you wanted to thrive a little bit further and to be a little bit more successful, get accountability buddy for yourself. Get
Yes.
somebody that keeps you accountable.
Mm,
You keep them accountable. You will learn how you feel about accountability. And
absolutely.
we are very good at mirroring each other
Yeah.
in things we do not have. So I would say if you want to go that extra mile, get somebody as your mirror. It will help you as well. So that would be my tips on how to push yourself and how to access your mind and reprogram it a little bit. And I also wanted to say that we always have tendency to go to something that is familiar. That's the way we live because it's
Yes.
safer. Our
Mm,
brain wants to protect us. We always go towards familiar versus towards unfamiliar.
absolutely.
So if
Indeed.
if you are trying to change things, you have to step out in unfamiliar and you have to learn to love stress.
And that's what many of us run away from, isn't it? The stress. Um, so many things that you've just mentioned, which is absolutely right. You know, sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone and do things that we're not really used to doing. And take action as well, which is very important. And I like all the things that you've mentioned about really stepping out and really doing things that you're not really used to. That would really help you to be able to reprogram and change your mindset as well, which is really important. And I just wanted to know about what are the facts in terms of when we talk about you know things that you do in terms of the relaxation sessions that you hold with your clients. Take us through maybe the kind of ways that you actually help them.
You mean the results they're achieving?
Yes, please. Yeah.
I would say that I can probably release your anxiety in one session.
Mm,
If it comes, there's certain thing. I love rapid transformational therapy,
yes.
RTT, because some of the issues I can change your life in 3 hours, and it's really important to do that. So when client comes in, if they come in, right, that's a certain touching technique that I use to relax them. But I really love, 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 love new technology in my Zoom sessions.
Mm,
Why? Because when we do Zoom session, it looks something like we have right now, but you are in your own environment. You're on the
Yes.
couch, you're more relaxed, you're more receptive.
Mm.
Because hypnosis is not about being asleep, it's about being suggestible. So don't expect, it's not scary. Don't expect to be this. Imagine that your dog walking around somewhere. None of this is going to happen. Or I'm not going to tell you in the end of the session just because you're in a hypnosis, charge your card 3 times and I'm going to take all your money. No, none of this is happening. It's only happening in the movies. Okay, when you're doing hypnosis, I take you step by step. You're following my voice to suggestive state. What is suggestive state? I can demonstrate for you right now. Suggestive state is
Yeah.
if you close your mind, and I will tell you that you have juicy, juicy lemon in your mouth, and you can smell this lemon smell, and you can bite the lemon and you can suck that juice and it saturates all your mouth. And I'll keep going. What's happening to you right now?
I could feel my tongue moving.
You can feel the lemon in your mouth. And
Yeah.
imagine if your mind can believe in something silly is lemon in your mouth so easily, so quickly. Imagine how suggestible you could be.
Mm.
And the suggestible suggestions could be made by me when I put you in that state, or you can pick your suggestions for yourself. So suggest better things. Suggest better things to yourself. So when you're here with me and you have in sessions and we go through steps, I usually tell people that they're going down 10 steps. And that relaxes them.
Yeah.
And then I tell them, can you please imagine a red bird? Can you please imagine a blue car? And the mind doing that.
Mm.
That's the part of mind we're going to be working with. And that's a part of mind that has the information. It has pictures and images, like a movie screen.
Yes.
The stuff we're looking for, the pictures from your childhood that we need to access in order to find a root cause of the issue today.
Mm.
And usually by the time I achieve these steps and I achieve my deepening into suggestive state, when I ask subconscious mind about certain episode, it gives it to me right up.
Yes.
It comes right up. It's already on the surface because believe me, usually when there is an issue is tired of you and you are tired of the issue. Both tired of each other. And it's so on the surface of your subconscious mind just waiting to be fixed.
Mm. Definitely.
And when I ask for it, it just comes right up. And you
Indeed.
in this stage of relaxation hypnotic stage, it's when I am talking to a client and client answer to me, we hear each other. If there's certain traumatic episode, I remind to a client that we're in a room, so we're just watching it like a movie, so it's not
Mm.
in the episode, there's no pain in it. Because when people ask me, for example, can you hypnotize me so I can achieve my orgasm, best orgasm? I can't do that because it's not what we do.
Yeah.
We don't make you do anything.
Mm.
We just access the information that is already there. And
Absolutely.
usually it's the information that stops you from achieving a great thing.
Mm.
Because
Brilliant.
we become what we think we are.
Yes, absolutely.
You know how
Definitely.
many times I used to be actress model, and how many times on the set or in the movies you could have seen this when girl comes on the stage or on a photo shoot in front of the camera, and she's not quite delivering it, and then people start saying to her, creative director, "You gorgeous, you beautiful, you sexy." And she transformed.
Yes,
She
the power of
transformed.
compliments.
The power of mind. She transforms
Yeah,
within a second. So we really believe we become what we believe we are. We
yeah,
become that. So,
absolutely.
so make yourself a better suggestion or come to me and I'll make those suggestions for you.
Mm, definitely. So, you've been in business for quite a number of years, and I just wanted to know what challenges have you had along the way, and how
Oh,
have you dealt with it actually?
everything is a work in progress.
Mm,
Always. There's always, look how much the world have changed for the last a year and a half. I've had a huge fear of social media, for example, just
yeah,
recently, because when we all had to go on the social media, overnight we had to know how to navigate all these gadgets,
yeah,
how to be in front of camera, how to be entertaining, and with Zoom dominating, we live in constant close up. You know that United States is achieving boom of Botox injections right now because people so close up on Zoom. So it's affecting all of us and
mm,
every other client of mine, just like myself, having issues, fears of social media. Social
yeah.
media anxiety. I actually saw Kendall Jenner the other day talking for social media anxiety for half an hour.
Mm,
Gorgeous, young Kendall Jenner. Then, okay, I said, if she has social media anxiety, then what is average 40-year-old woman supposed to do at this
yeah,
point? You need tremendous confidence to go on social media, to present yourself, to go out there, because without that, it seems no business. There is no more. We're all in it, and
absolutely.
and we are not models and actresses, but confidence beats it all. It always comes down to confidence. You cannot do anything without confidence.
Mm, for sure. So, since you've been in business for such a long time, and I know that you've had your fair share of, success and achievements and those great stories, I just wondered if you have any message for anyone who's thinking about maybe doing the same thing as what you're doing.
Oh, I think it's the future. The life coaching,
Yeah.
the mental health is the future. I think anything and everything could be replaced by robots. Anything and everything. But our mental state, I don't think our robots can help us with that. I would say we're getting more and more advanced into visualizing. We have more time to
Yeah.
take care of ourselves. I think self care becomes more and more and more important to us. And now we measure success also differently
Mm-hmm.
compared to other years. So I love what I do. I love the method I do. If I can learn any other method that is fast and
Mm-hmm.
on point like this, I'll go and learn it.
Yeah.
I love it. I would say if somebody wants to do what I do, first of all, they need to like people
Yeah.
and they need to love to talk. They need to love to talk because it's a lot of talking
Yes. A lot of communication.
and listening.
Yes, absolutely. And you do it really well. Yeah, so I just wanted to know, how can our listeners, get in touch with you online?
Oh, I have a company I created. I have my business name is IMP Evolution, which stands for Image,
Mm-hmm.
Mind, Performance, Evolutions. And I have several programs. You can go and dial impevolutions.com and come on my website and read about several different programs that I have for women. Also, I have account on a Facebook, also IMP Evolutions. And
Mm-hmm.
you can find me on Instagram under the same name.
Thank you so much. I've actually placed all those links there for our listeners to be able to reach you and get in touch with you. And I just wanted to say it's just been a real great pleasure for you to come on the show today. And you've been able to share some amazing tips with us in terms of your role as a hypnotherapist, your experience, your journey, and also, all those great tips that you've actually shared with us today. And I'm so honored to have you on the show. And I'm so glad that we were able to actually still carry on despite any kind of difficulties. So, just to round up the show, is there any last words of advice or inspiration for our listeners?
Well, I would just say, don't give up.
Yeah. And I absolutely concur. Don't give up, because we didn't give up. And so you shouldn't give up at all, regardless of what circumstances you may be faced with. Still persevere to carry on and be resilient. Absolutely. So,
Amazing.
yeah, fantastic. So, to all our viewers, thank you so much for listening to our wonderful episode today. And I'm so excited to have our amazing guests. I hope you've been able to learn lots of great tips about the subconscious mind, about hypnosis, and also how you can actually, reprogram your mind for success, making sure that you're taking the right action, making sure that you're doing things that you're not really used to, getting out of your comfort zone, doing what is impossible. You don't have to be perfect. It's not about perfectionism. And, don't worry about not being enough. You are who you are. Just celebrate yourself and love yourself. So until next time, see you soon. Have a great evening and stay blessed. Thank you so much.